Hello everyone, this is Zibo and welcome to today's World Flipper video. So one of the viewers actually left a comment for me asking me to do a priority list for the different item exchange that you should do with different boss battles. So in today's video, right, I'm going to guide you through what are the different things that you want to purchase based on your personal needs or based on the current meta or the teams that are really strong right now. And without further ado, let us start today's video. So the first boss on the list is Ventil Sol. So for Ventil Sol, the items exchange is pretty straightforward. Just go for the Wood Sprite Great Sword if you're a Win Team user. Even if you're not a Win Team user, the priority will still be this Great Sword. Because let's say in the future you want to farm up a Win Team, the skill gauge increase that this weapon can offer for a team is pretty decent, at least from the early to the mid game, till even better win items gets introduced. Other than that, let's say if you have a lot of spare energy and you can't really farm other bosses, then farming Ventil Sol can help you actually get the shards, but I do not recommend players to stay on Ventil Sol for too long because he doesn't offer too much outside of the shards, and you can actually get the shard from the next boss, which is Vegetari. If you're a Win Team user such as myself, then the next boss, Vegetari the Undead Lord, or I shall call him Reggie in case I butcher his name, right, is your first or top priority to farm. So for him, for myself, I farm up the 2 copies of the hero with the silver coin because you'll realize you will get an abundance of silver coin if you farm the boss consistently. And after farming the boss over here, you want to get the weapon, the Calamity Blade. So this blade is an intermediary to Nether Kakara, which is the advanced form which provides damage buff while your team is on Levitate. So this one is the better version of this one. But if this one is getting a bit slow and if you are a Win Team, then use your silver coin to exchange for Calamity Blade then, and then continue to farm more coins and exchange for this afterwards. So one thing about boss farming is that you will get a lot of silver coins in the process as you are farming for the gold coins to exchange for the premium items. So do not be afraid to farm for the silver coin items, or do not be afraid to exchange for the silver coin items first. And if you are a Win Team, the priority should be farming for the elemental shards first to power up your characters on the mana board. For the Dreamer's Crest, yes, you can farm it because you get 2 per boss every single month, and I guess you should definitely exchange it, but the priority is not that high if you are just aiming for a very sustainable team to fight the bosses on the advanced levels as you progress in the game. And the next one is Ancient Golem. So Ancient Golem is built for your fire user. Personally, the order is the same as the previous boss, and you guys will realize that the order that I recommend is roughly the same, because if you're a fire team, you want to power up your team in the early game, then farm for the necessary advanced equipments such as the mythical shield, or even get the heroes such as Elise. Personally, Elise isn't really an outstanding fire unit, so there's no rush to farm for her, and she doesn't really see much use in any fire team anyway, so even if you don't get her, it's perfectly fine as well. And yeah, shards first as usual, your Dream Crest, and then your Awakening Stones, and then lastly you farm for the equipment. So the commands of the Stone Soldier is the intermediary to Mythical Shield, so take note of that, and let us move on to the next boss. Now the next boss is Hermit King. So Hermit King is for your water users like the element suggests, and this unit Rain over here is actually a pretty decent water unit to kickstart your water journey because he grants float as well as penetration ability to your water team. So the water archetypes in the earlier days is pretty straightforward. It's just about sustaining, buffing each other, dealing enough damage. There's no very specific niche water teams yet, but this unit is really good, so I'll put him slightly in terms of higher priority, but still elemental shards first, evolution shards first, and then farm for rain. Then after that, farm for the equipments as usual, etc, etc, and yeah, everything is the same. So for the remaining bosses, I guess the orders is roughly the same because the hero isn't really that spectacular right now. There isn't really a lot of teams you can use them in right now, so there's really no need, and the order of priority is the same as all the previous bosses which I mentioned, so I shall not include it to drag on the video length. And let me move on to the last boss, which is Orochi, and what are things that you should definitely farm for. So for Orochi, right, you will definitely want to farm for the 5-star Astral Gem because it's the only one you can get, And I think you should definitely try to farm for Orochi at least before the month end, because this just means that you can awaken one 5-star unit, and this currency is only once per month on Orochi, so definitely farm for it. And other than that, right, if you're somebody who's using a win team and you want a really strong 5-star unit, then this is your Murakumo. So he's your free 5-star unit that's pretty farmable, but the cost of getting him is really high. It's like 500 gold coins, which is super duper expensive. As you guys can see, I farmed a lot of Orochi, getting 2 copies of him on this account, and it's crazy. So basically Orochi's main farming purpose is actually to farm for the gold coin, because you want to exchange for the weapon, the hero, as well as the 5-star astro gems. In terms of the silver coins, you guys will realize that all these silver coins can be easily exchanged, and you still have access of silver coin, because the gold coin stuff is a lot and you need to farm a lot of gold coins. So that's for Orochi. And that's pretty much it for this video. So to conclude for this video, personally I feel that there's no one boss that you really need to farm. You need to farm these bosses based on your personal needs, because there's only a limited amount of stamina and a limited amount of gaming time based on your personal preference. There is no which boss you should definitely go for, but there's definitely something that you want to exchange from each boss, and that is the astro gems, because they are universal. They can be used to power up and awaken your heroes further, and they only come in limited copies every single month. As for the dream essence, because currently the only way to farm dream essence is from the kaleidoscope, and they do not come very easily, so the fastest way to get it is still to exchange from the boss shop itself. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Do remember to like and subscribe in order to see more videos from this channel, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.